Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beautiful Colors. My name is Brianna, and yes, it has been a very long time. I'm not gonna say too much about it other than I've seen this my confessions coloring tag going around YouTube recently, and I decided that I would love to get back into making videos with a tag because it's just fun, and all we're doing is, visiting books and pictures and answering some questions. So this tag, I went ahead and wrote all of the questions down, so I'm gonna put those off to the side. This tag was started by Shell's Coloring Journey, and I absolutely love her and her channel. I have been following her for a very long time. I love watching her videos, and I just thought this would be a really good idea. Now, I watched her video and a bunch of other people's videos, and I know that a few people has been tagged already, so I was kind of just gonna go off of if you see this and you want to do it, then take it as I am tagging you. Other than that, if you want to join in, it's it's all good. This is a pretty open thing that we like to do here on YouTube. A lot of us, there's been a lot of tags go around and a lot of people join them, and I think that she would love to see everybody's videos out there and the support for her tag that she came up with. So I'm just going to get right into it. This tag has 23 questions. I'm going to try to not linger too much, but also I am going to do a quick apology before I start for noise that you may hear in the background. I have 2 cats and 2 dogs, and I have a 4-year-old who is not verbal at this stage in his life, so he does make a lot of noise. And I am out in the open, so I might have to take a few pauses if he does come to me or starts to make a lot of noise. I do apologize for that, but I hope that if you are a mom out there with kids, that you will just understand this is just my setup for right now. I'm working on a better one. I just haven't got there yet. So here we go. My Coloring Confessions tag by Shell's Coloring Journey. Question number 1 is, oldest book in your collection. So for this question, I can't do the oldest book in my collection per se, because I'm not exactly sure what coloring book I started off with. Now, I did go back and look at my most recent post, because I pretty much have been posting my pages since I started coloring. I was pretty much posting them on Instagram and Facebook. So I went back and looked. The first one that I have posted is from Kirby Rosanna's Mythomorphia. However, I am not certain if this was the first one or if it was Anamorphia. Because I also do remember a very early coloring in that of a blue bird that I colored. Also, however, I don't have that book. I gave it to my brother, and I got a new copy of Anamorphia because I was told that it was reprinted with better paper, and it was when I got it, it was different paper. But this is close. If it might be the first one, it might not, but if it isn't, it's close. So, this, I'm not going to flip through it 100 times because it is falling apart, and also we will come back to this book for future questions. So, yeah, this I'm almost certain is one of the, if not the oldest book in my collection. So that's Kirby Rosanna's Mythomorphia. And the next question is the newest book that you have bought. So this one wasn't hard because I have not been buying a whole lot of books recently. What I've been doing is popping into the bookstores and checking the bargain section. And so this one is the last one that I did purchase. To my knowledge, I'm almost positive this is. I have bought books but I have gifted them to other people, and I got one for my daughter. So this is the newest one that I bought for myself in my collection, is the Mythographic Color and Discover Deep Earth. Now, since I've pretty much bought this, and I hope the lighting is okay. I do have a light right next to me, so there might be a little bit of shadowing. However, if I turn that off, it will be really dark. So we're just gonna leave it on. Anyways, I lost track of what I was saying. This is the newest one, so I have not touched it yet. It's very oceany, and I am a huge fan of underwater ocean type themed pictures. So anything to do, there's my son, I'm sorry, I do apologize. I put a movie on for him in his room and gave him some snacks and drinks to try to convince him to stay in his room. But anyways, I love anything to do with oceans, so of course I waited for this one to go on sale though, because that's usually what I do with Kirby, Mythographic, those kind of books. I usually wait for them to go on bargain sale, because look, $3.97. If you have a Books A Million near you, I highly recommend popping in and checking their coloring book bargain section, because that's where I've gotten a lot of my I think actually all of my Mythographics, and for like $6 and under. So yeah, that's the newest in my collection. Question number 3 is most colorful page you've completed. This one was also really hard. Thank you, Bubby. This one was really hard because, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry, I was trying to convince him a little further to stay in his room, and so we could have some quiet. Anyways, back to it. Question number 3 was most colorful page you've completed. This one was hard, like I was saying, because I don't use a whole lot of colors when I color. I pretty much like stick to a few colors, and so I've seen other people pick like a rainbow page that they've colored, maybe like the one in Johanna Basford, like the Rainbow Room thing, and like pages where they've used a lot of colors. I didn't really have any that I could think of, but I was flipping through and I grabbed Fragile World. I'm also currently working in this, so it does have paper peeping out of it. Because I did, and this is cool that they're kind of side by side. I did these two, not at the same time, at different times, 2 different years actually, 22 and 23. And I went through my books and my pages that I've colored and everything. And as far as both very vibrant in color and a lot of different colors, these two are pretty much the pages that I would consider to be the most colorful that I have colored. You maybe could consider this one also. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of color on the page, like a lot of colors on the page, but it's very colorful still and very vibrant and bold in color. So I mean, I guess maybe it's just how you would see the question. Also there's flowers and bees and, you know, butterfly, so we have a lot of colors here. So this is pretty much the most colors that I've put on a page, pretty much. So yeah, that was my answer for that one. So number 4, most relaxing book to color in. Now, I'm going to decide to not show a book for this question. Because I sat in front of my books and I thought on a relaxing book. And I just could not come to a decision, because coloring is not always relaxing to me. It can be, and yes, that is the purpose of it. But I treat my coloring more so as like an art and just like a hobby that I enjoy, and I like to see the end product. So for me to like the end product, sometimes it can be very stressful. And I don't have one particular book that is just for like my sit down, relaxing, don't think about it colors. I don't really have a book like that. So I just decided to say, for me, I don't really have, I don't have a book for that one. So number 5 is most detailed or challenging book. This one, I picked more than one book, so I hope that's all right. But I picked 3 books, so I'll just try to quickly show them to you. 3 different illustrators as well. So the first one is Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. So this question says the most detailed and challenging book. And I would consider Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford to be one of the most detailed and like intricate, which I think is a later question, but like also challenging, just because for the sheer fact that some of her pages like this is just so small and intricate that it would be challenging to kind of get in all of that space, especially if you were using anything other than gel pen or fine liners. Also, with there being so much on a page like this, trying to come up with a cohesive color palette, unless you did like just like a few colors, it would be challenging to me, which is why something like this too. I love this, which is unusual for me, but yeah, it's just I love this book, and I have it, and I want to color in it. I have done one thing. This is the only thing that I've done in here, and I absolutely loved my colors on this page. And I really, really, really wanted to carry on these colors and like kind of do this page and do these parts with kind of the same colors that I used here. I think that it would be so pretty. But yeah, this is definitely, to me, in my opinion, one of the most detailed and challenging books in my collection. I know we're supposed to maybe probably just pick one, but I do have 2 more to show you guys. In my opinion, another one that I have is Alien Worlds. Again, this one is very detailed. Yeah, it's very detailed. There's a lot going on every single page. And I did do a page in here, and it was for a whole thing. It was for, I can't remember who it was, but someone was doing a finish the book so that they could send it in to Kirby and show him as a collaboration. A bunch of people colored different pages, and I'm gonna have to go see if I can find it, and I will link it in the description. I don't want to say who I think it is and then be wrong, because that would be totally embarrassing. Also, my cat, I know you're probably hearing her. She's being super annoying right now. But anyways, this book is just super, you know, there's just a lot going on. And other than that page, which was in, did I date it? 2023. So it's been almost 3 years. Well, in May it will be 3 years since I've touched this book, because it scares the bejesus out of me. It really does. Nora Beans, I'm gonna need you to stop. So yeah, this is number 2 for my definitely super detailed and very challenging book, Alien Worlds by Kirby. The last one is a mythographic. So we have Mythographic Dreamweaver, and this is another one that I find extremely challenging, and every time I look at it, I kind of like shrug a little bit, and I put it back on the shelf. Because this illustrator, this is the only book that the only mythographic book that I have that she has done, and her work is just so, it's very thin line work, and there's just so much going on the page. There is just so much, and it just terrifies the crap out of me. Now, I did start one. I started this one. And I started this one as a buddy color with my aunt, and neither one of us has finished it. because there was some mess ups. Because looking at these pages, I'm telling you, if you don't have this book, when you start coloring it and looking at everything just kind of jumbles together and it's hard to tell what is what. And so for that reason, this is definitely another extremely detailed, challenging book to me. Mythographic Dreamweaver for sure. Now number 6, most unique art style. I'm trying to remember what I picked for this one. Because in all honesty, it's a hard question for me because all of these are very unique art styles. So it's really hard. Like, it's almost as if I could just grab anything over here, but for the sake of choosing one, I will just grab Fairy Tales by Emily Lydehull Oberg. So yes, I think that she has a very unique style, and whenever you see, this kind of art style, you definitely know that it's her. It's very different. The way she draws everything is very different. You don't really see anything like it anywhere. Even her buildings, her flowers, everything is drawn just so differently. Very, very, very unique. And I did color one in here. I colored this one. This was a long time ago. This was in 2023. And it looks like I got a speck, some white splatter, which is unfortunate, but oh well. So yeah, this is definitely, to me, very unique art style. Fairy Tales by Emily Oberg. So question number 7, book you've colored in the most. That one is super easy because it is my favorite. And if you've been here and seen my videos, you will have heard me say that a million times. But that is Mythomorphia, my bad. Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanas. Now, I think I did just have a different copy of this, did I not? I have 2 copies of this book. Because this is my most colored in book, and I will show you everything that I've started or worked on in here, it is falling apart. And it is also my favorite book. So I definitely, yes, went and bought a second copy that I cannot wait to color in and even redo a bunch of pages that I've already done. Because if you have a favorite book that you've colored in and you've bought a second copy of, you will understand. There's some of us out there, I know. But I just absolutely love this book. Every single page in it. I started this one for Mermaid and I never finished it, and that made me so sad because I kind of was vibing with how it was going. I was kind of liking it. But anyways, yeah, this is definitely my most colored in book. This got ruined. Never came back to it, so I will definitely be redoing this in my other copy. Exact same colors, because I was absolutely obsessed with these colors. I was going to do like all these reds and oranges with a jade, like a jade color, what is that, Foo Dog? I just love it. Ugh, I just love it so much. Let's see. I have colored a lot in here, but it is falling apart. So I did this one in 2021. Let's see. I still definitely not enough colored, but it is one that I've colored in the most, and that is really sad when you look at it overall, and it's only like, I don't know, like maybe like 8 pages, but because all my other books I've colored maybe like 2 or 3. This one never finished. It was supposed to be for like some challenge, but also to cover up some bleed through that I did with this page. This is very early coloring also. This was, I think, the first one I ever, no, this was the second one I ever did in this book. So very early coloring. That was when I first got my Prismacolors. And then This was the very first page I ever did in this book. This was with Crayola colored pencils, which is why there's not a whole lot of deep shadows, because I was literally scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing with those things, and I just could not get no more color to come out. But anyways, I think that's about it. I started this one, hated the whole glossy and matte. I hated it, so I stopped. And I think that is it. So yeah, that's definitely my most colored book. I absolutely love this book. So Mythomorphia, most colored book. Number 8, book you love but have not colored in yet. I know I say a lot. I know. It's because I have a lot of like where I'm thinking about what to say next. I'm sorry. But like I was saying, I have a lot of uncolored books. So this question was really hard also, just because I have so many uncolored books. But I figured I would pick, like the question says, one you haven't colored in, but you absolutely love. So both of the, did I grab, let me see, I did, I grabbed both of them. And this is really sad because I've had them for so long, but both, both of these books are uncolored, and I have had them for the longest time. So long, in fact, that when I think it was DK Designs, maybe, I can't quite remember. There was somebody that did a tutorial in one of these books, and it was ages ago, years ago. I always wanted to do that color along, and I still have not gotten around to it. But like, I love this book, but I think it's just the realism, and the detail, and the fact that I just want it to look so pretty. I want it to look as good as the illustrations do. So I'm just really scared to start something and then hate it and be super mad. Because also these are not the reprinted, like US versions, like these are the, what is it? Is it the Japanese versions? So I would just hate to color something and screw it up, but I have some pages marked, like this one. I absolutely love this. And then this one I marked for, if you watched my mermaid video, I think I marked this one in the video, because this one would be a really good one for mermaid. It would just, I wouldn't be able to get it done in a month. Like, I really wouldn't. But then this one is the one I wanted to do the tutorial. There's a tutorial on this one, and it's absolutely beautiful, and I want to do it so bad. But anyways, yep. So Rhapsody in the Forest, Minuet de Bonheur. I don't know if I say that right. Yes, books that I love that I have not colored in, sadly. Question number 9, book you would save in a fire. So immediately, even though to me, I honestly would be freaking out if there was a fire, and I would be thinking about what can I grab, even though it's probably dumb. But for the sake of the question, I would try to grab as many as I possibly could. But for the sake of the question of being which one single book that you would grab, it would have to be Mouse Guard. Have to be Mouse Guard, because this book is no longer in print, and you can find it on eBay, but people are trying to sell it for hundreds of dollars. I kid you not. I think I saw a listing for this book, and it was up there. It was up there. But I think we need to sign a petition to get this reprinted because mine got mutilated on the bottom corner, and I don't know how. I don't know who. I don't know if it was my cat. I don't know. But I just saw that today and was very upset about it. But anyways, I absolutely love this book. This is another one of those. Yes, I have colored in it. I have not completed the page, so it still is technically like uncolored. And the reason for that is that I just love it so much that I am just terrified to ruin it because I cannot get another copy. And I have seen so many beautiful pages in this book colored. But the one that I started was here, and the reason why I haven't finished it, now all that I need to do is shade it, but I don't really like the basing. I don't really like the basing, so I think I might try to figure out something else to see if I can cover up with pencil and change the whole look of it, because I don't really like it. And I'm scared to proceed because I don't want to mess it up any further. But Mouse Guard by David Peterson is definitely like, I would be grabbing for this so fast. Anyways, okay, so book number 10, book with the best paper quality. Again, another question I really struggled with, because technically all of the books I've already showed you have really good paper quality, because me personally, I don't like to buy books with bad paper quality. But I guess for the sake of the video, I will just grab one. Let's see. We'll just go with, oh, you know what? I'll do this one. So this is Forest Girls coloring book, and I forget the name of the artist. I can never remember. But this is like an artist, published in 2018. I can't never remember her name. This is like an artist grade book. And it is like on, I do believe, like watercolor paper. Beautiful, beautiful thick paper. Let's see. Very, very thick paper. And I have colored 2 pages in it, and it just, you could basically really just throw anything at it. You really could throw anything at it. Because the paper is just so good. And I've heard people say that they didn't like the paper, which I was like, that's crazy. You could do so much with the paper. It's super thick and could take pretty much anything. You could do watercolor, you could do paint, you could do alcohol markers if you so wanted to. If you didn't care about ruining this, which I don't know why you would, but you could. You could do pencils, you could do, you could do anything on this paper. You really could. I did do 2 pages in here. Let's see, I did this one. And it says Inktense and Black Widows. So basically Inktense and Black Widows. That's the only things that I used on that page. And then I did this one, which says Prismacolor and Neocolor 2, Posca and White Gel Pen. And those are the only 2 that I have in here. I seem to come to this book in the fall for the fall pages, even though that one says spring. Okay, so I guess I've done a spring and a fall page. So maybe I should pick a wintry page, a cozy page, and try to do it, maybe. Anyways, moving on. So that one would be one that I would say good paper quality. It is the premium edition. Oh, Apol, I think that's her name, right? I do also really want her other books, but I do not have them, unfortunately. So question number 11, favorite grayscale book. I do believe this one is easy, because I don't have grayscale books. I only have one grayscale book, and I don't even really classify it as grayscale. It doesn't say anywhere on it that it's grayscale, but there is light shading to the picture. So Wildflower Folk, again, one of my top books. Christine Karen, one of my top artists. I love her. But her pages, they do have kind of like a light grayscale to them, as you can see. So I'll just show you a few of them. This is pretty much the only one that I have, so this is easy. What was the it was your favorite grayscale book. Okay, so this would this one's easy. This is the only one that I have. So I have colored 2 pages in here. So I colored this one, Sacred Feathers. I colored this one in May of this year, actually. And I just love it. The background was entirely with some sort of watercolor medium. Was it Neocolor 2s maybe? And colored with Prismacolor pencils, most likely. And I just love it. The other one I did in here was... Oh, I'm getting ready to do that one. I want to so badly. Let's see. Where is that page at? I did another one in here, guys. Let me find it. Right, yeah. This one I did in March of 24. And I just think it is so cute. But anyways, yeah, just a quick glance. So that would be my favorite grayscale book, because it is the only one that I have anyways. And number 12, book that intimidates you. Oof, there's so many. See, I don't even remember. Honestly, we could revisit some of the old ones, but let's see. Book that intimidates me. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to revisit some books, guys, because it's definitely gonna be any of the ones that I mentioned. So these ones definitely for sure intimidate me. Rhapsody in the Forest and Minuet de Bonaire. Definitely Dreamweaver intimidates me. Alien World intimidates me, and Lost Ocean intimidates me. Basically, any book in my collection that is not colored for a reason, because I have been in the last few years being very picky about books that I buy, and I don't buy them if I don't absolutely love them. So, I mean, really any of my uncolored books for that question, because they're not colored for a reason. Because they intimidate me or like make me nervous or scared to color in them, to ruin them, sort of thing. Number 13 is a book you want to finish one day. That's easy. Also revisiting another book. It would be this one. Mythomorphia by Kirby Rose Yanez. I love this book, and I have said it a million times. I would love to see this one completed. But to be specific, the other copy that I bought, I would love, with the coloring skills that I have now, years later, because I started in 2018. The first pages that you've seen in here with the Crayola and the bird, those were all like 2018, years ago, and they would look so different now. I would absolutely love to see my second copy of this book finished. Definitely. That one was super easy. So number 14, best book for practicing new techniques. I did grab a book for this one. Let me just remember which one it was. Oh yeah, it was this one. Practicing new techniques. Now, really any of the Pop Manga Camilla d'Errico books, to be honest, any of them, because one, the paper quality is very good. It takes water medium just fine. It doesn't crinkle the page. Now, if you're generous with the water and you let it dry in between layers, just like most of these other books, there's just so much that you can do. I did this one. Pastels in the background and colored with Prismacolor. I did this one last year. But there is just so much that you can do. So many techniques there's just so much. Let's see, what else did I do in here? I started this one. I have not finished it. I did Distress Ink in the background, and then I was going to go through and color the dragon and do the little puff clouds. Haven't finished that one yet. Let's see, what else about this is just the one that I grabbed, but really, any of the, I don't think I did anything else in here. Any of the Pop Manga Camilla d'Errico books, to be honest. You can really just do so much with these books. But to move on, let's see, most affordable but great quality. This one is honestly, it was really easy for me, but my choice on this question, I really didn't see anyone else picking, which was surprising to me. Now, there are a lot of books here that are affordable, especially like if you're like me and you're a bargain hunter and you go to bookstores and you get a mythographic per se for $3, $4, $5. That is a really good book that's affordable. But if we're talking about face value, you know, what the price is stamped on the book, to me, any of the Creative Haven books, any of them, specifically for me, Teresa Goodridge, she's my favorite. She's pretty much the only illustrator I buy from the Creative Haven series. But to really be totally honest, these books are super cheap. I think if you get it at a bookstore, it's like $8, $7, $6.99, something like that. They used to be $5.99. It's printed. So literally less than $10, and they're single-sided, so you can use marker. You can use water mediums on here. I have done it before, and the paper might crinkle a little bit, but if you're easy with it, it's just fine. Pencils, gel pens, whatever, and the pencils just are so pretty on this paper. I think this is the only one that I did in this particular book. And then I started this one. 2020, that was a long time ago, 5 years ago, but I have a lot of her books. I have a lot of them. I have a whole stack. So it takes me a minute to get around to them. But anyways, yes, this one, affordable, great quality, for sure. Get you some of these if you don't have them. Next question is, book you recommend for beginners? Again, this is going to be a revisit books question. So for me personally, I have introduced coloring to quite a few people, and I am the type of person that if you show interest in something, especially if it's something I'm interested in, like coloring or whatnot, I will just start showering you with stuff, recommending stuff, all the things. So I have gifted lots of books to friends that have began coloring. And I basically usually start with Camilla books. I just bought someone her first Camilla book yesterday. Mythographic. Not mythographic. Why do I keep saying that? Mythomorphia, but specifically any Kirby book for beginners. These two illustrators are so good for beginners because they're just there's big space, open space. There's detailed pages. There's less detailed pages. There's where Kirby does the hatching to kind of help you to where to put shade colors, shadows and things like that. And then there's her books where it's also just got big space. So if you're a beginner colorist, this is not going to be anything that's like super intimidating. That you also have a mixture of people and creatures, and you have water, and you have all this stuff. These two for sure I recommend to beginners for sure, as well as even you could throw in a Johanna Basford book. Now, Johanna Basford also has lots of different styles. You could do, any of her books, depending on, what the person you're recommending would like. But really any of those, for beginners for sure. Also, any of the Hannah Carlson books. I have gifted several Hannah Carlson books to people. As a recommendation of a starter because of the variety, the big spaces. So nothing super intricate with small tiny detail that someone new would kind of get freaked out about. So I mean any of those really. There's so much that you could recommend. But anyways, next to next question. Book that sparks your creativity. I don't know if I picked a book for this per se, because there's not really one particular book that sparks my creativity. However, for the sake of the question, I will just go ahead and grab this book again. And then maybe even also this book again. So I think for sure Mythomorphia by Kirby Rosanes definitely sparks creativity, just because I love the images so much, that every time I flip through it, I see pages colored, and I immediately am just like, I want to grab something and I want to start coloring. I fight the urge to want to color in this book all the time, just so that I don't neglect other books. Definitely sparks creativity in me. I love to go and look at other people's pages, and then pull colors and ideas from other people's colorings and things. I just love it. But also any of the Camila d'Errico pop manga books. And I only grabbed this one off the shelf, or else I would show you all, all the things. But particularly because there's so much open space in these books, you really could just go to town with, trying different backgrounds, different background colors, different background techniques, all kinds of stuff you can do in these books. And really every time that I want something that I feel like is just going to be fun and quick and easy, and like I can get out my Neocolor 2s, or like anything that I could just throw at a page that I'm feeling like I just want, just to have some fun, is I usually go for a Camila d'Errico book, because they are a lot of fun and they do spark creativity. So that would be my answers for that one. And let me just get a sip of tea because my throat's getting a little dry. Okay. Let's see, number 18, most nostalgic or childhood inspired book. This one also is easy, because I don't have a whole lot of like the Nickelodeon book or like the DreamWorks book. I've seen, like the Winnie the Pooh books and all those books that are out there that I've seen in other people's collections. I don't have any of those, but what I do have is some Disney books. So I'll just quickly show you one. And this is another one I got. This is what I'm saying, guys. Check your bargain. Check it. I literally seen this and I wanted it, but I said to myself, I'm gonna wait, because I'm almost positive at some time it will go on sale. And I did that. I think retail this book is $12.99, and I got it for $5. It was a good wait. But anyways, this is Villains by Disney Art of Coloring. So yeah, this is, I grew up on Disney. My grandparents live in Florida. My grandfather's passed away, is why I say that like that. But yeah, my grandfather, before he passed away, when we were little, my grandmother didn't so much like always going to the parks, but she would accompany us sometimes. She would. But my grandfather absolutely loved to take the kids. It was just somewhere he took us as a treat. And so I grew up on Disney. I grew up in Florida. I'm a Disney adult today. So this is any Disney book, and I have several of them, but I just grabbed this one because it's like one of the most recents, and I really can't wait to color in it, to be honest. Like, I want to do these pages so bad. That is just so cute and scary at the same time. Anyways, so any Disney book is nostalgic for me. Moving on. Book with the most variety in pages. I think I picked, to be honest, Hannah Carlson for this one. I just grabbed Seasons, but really any Hannah Carlson. Also, any Kanoko Egusa. I think I never have just one answer for these questions. But if we're talking about Hannah Carlson, there is so much variety in these pages as far as there is, you know, all kinds of things to color. That is one I did that I do not like. I think it's like a sight for sore eyes, but anyways. There's metals, there's lighting, there's hair, and, you know, there's portraits of skin tones, and there's animals, and this book particular, different seasonal pages. Presents, you could practice doing reflective wrapping paper. There's, you know, there's crystals, wood textures, more wood textures, more animals, buildings, lighting. There's just so much in her books. Like, she really does have so much variety. There's mushrooms, pumpkins, more animals, more people. There's close-ups, there's far-aways, there's water, fish. Truly, like, really and truly, just a lot of variety. There really is. So, to be honest, any Hannah Carlson book, and you have a whole bunch of variety. So, next question is a seasonal favorite. So, a seasonal favorite is probably also going to be this book, to be honest. Hannah Carlson Seasons, just because I don't have a whole lot of seasonal books. I don't have a whole lot of them. But for some reason, and I say for some reason, and then look, I only have like 3 pages colored. For some reason, anytime I think of, oh, it's winter, I want to do a winter page. Or, oh, it's fall, I should look in that book. Anytime there's a specific season and I want to do like a seasonal page, I always go to this book and I always flip through it. Now, sometimes I don't always get to the pages that I want to color. But it is one that I always grab and I always flip through and I always look through, because it has seasonal pictures in it, and for every season. So again, this is really good for that as well. This is an early, not super early, but I started coloring in 2018. This is a 2020. So if I were to do this again today, it would look so different. So sort of kind of early coloring. Let's see what else. See, I really feel like I did more than that, but I guess not. So there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one, and I really feel like I did more than that, but I guess not. Anyways, favorite seasonal, we'll just give it to Hannah Carlson Seasons. That works. Next question, most whimsical or fun book? So we're going to do A Million Sea Creatures by Lulu Mayo. And this is the one that I chose because it says fun book. It says whimsical or fun book. And I wanted to pick, I could have grabbed all my Lulu Mayo books, but particularly I grabbed The Million Sea Creatures because this is one of my favorites of hers that I have. But it's really just so much fun. So I did 3 in here. I did this one. And I did, let's see. And I just love this book so much. I did this one for Mermaid in 24. And I did this one in December of 24. Let's see, what was that other one? I think that one, I think this one was 24. So I was coloring in this book last year, guys, and I have not touched it this year, and I really hate that. Because I really do think that this is just a lot of fun. The pages are fun. I guess you could say whimsical, maybe. They're just are a lot of fun. They really are, and I've said that 15 times, but I really can't say enough how much Lulu Mayo's books are. So much fun. They're cute. There's so much going on the pages. You got characters, peoples, mermaids, unicorns, you name it, she's got a book for it. And these books really are just always a blast. So, yeah, any of the Lulu Mayo books, for real. Number 22, almost done, guys. Most realistic or nature-inspired book. I'll try to be quicker. So for most realistic, I would say any of the Layla Dooley books. Now this is the only one that I have. I have a bunch more on my wish list, my Amazon wish list, that I do really hope to get one day. But her books really could also be for the previous super detailed question. But these are obviously nature inspired, with flowers, plants, birds, bugs and of sorts. Yeah, and super realistic, which is why I literally have only colored like 2 tiny little things in here. I colored this one a long time ago too. I think that was like 2021 maybe. It was a long time ago. And then I started something, but I'm not going to be able to find it because it was literally just another one of those little things on the page like this, and I don't remember what season it was in. No, right here. I only did the leaves of the daisy. That's it. Anyways, but this is definitely probably one of my most nature inspired, that kind of book, realistic, that sort of thing. Layla Dooley for sure. And then the last question, a book you have ignored the longest. Oh boy, I think this one was really hard. Book that I have ignored the longest. I am going to say this one, Alice in Wonderland, because it is still uncolored, guys. It's still uncolored, and it's not for any reason at all other than I just have too many books, and yet still not enough books. No, I love this book, which is why I still have it. I will never get rid of it. I absolutely love this book. I don't think that you can get it anymore. I think that it is out of print. Yeah, I absolutely love this book, and I have pulled it out many times. I have tagged pages many times. Like, I really want to do, well, that one for sure, but the Mad Hatter page, well, that too, I love that as well. I really just love this book, but like I said, I have so many books. Like, I want to do that and that so badly. All these cakes look so much fun. Why have I not colored in this book? Ugh, someone hit me over the head, please, with a book. Anyways, I don't know what that is at, but it's probably really long. Thank you so much if you have sat through this video. Thank you, Shell's Coloring Journey, so much for coming up with these questions. I think that it was absolutely fantastic and great. I can't wait to finish watching everybody's, because I have noticed a lot of people doing this tag. So I'm definitely going to go around and watch as many as I can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, everybody. Bye.